Good afternoon to all my wonderful rideshare drivers and passengers. My name is Mike. This is 828 Rideshare Genius Channel, where I teach you tips and tricks how to become a better driver and to make more money. If you're interested in becoming a Lyft or Uber driver, I left a link below with a referral code, and a bonus may apply to you. Today's video, I want to talk about strategies and techniques that I use to schedule my shifts and what I want to do for that week and those particular times that I do. One of the things that I do is a app called Bands in Town. Bands in Town is very informative to maximizing your earnings with Uber and Lyft. What you do is you look at the concerts that are in your area or events that are in your area that's coming on Bands in Town. You also look at other resources as far as venues that are in your area. You can type in the venues there and to find them. Here's a quick tutorial in this next section to show you about Bands in Town. One of the things that I currently do and use is a app called Bands in Town. Bands in Town shows you who's playing where, what events, like on Friday the 29th here in Knoxville, Tennessee, you have Five Finger Death Punch playing at 7 p.m. I know, as I've been driving in that market for the last 2 to 3 years, is to get down there 2 to 3 hours prior to the concert, work until time a little bit past the time that the concert start, about 8:30. Then what I do after that is I will wait until after the concert gets out and go down to get the passengers that are going away from the concert. This is one of the ways that you can actually increase your earnings through your rideshare business. And then on the next part of the section of this video, I will show you how I go about putting the events into my calendar and stuff like that. In this next section, I want to talk to you about the calendars and how I go about scheduling my shifts and how I go about making sure I don't forget those events that are going in that particular town or city or whatever in that time frame that I want to work. So one of the things on the calendar I do, I put it in there, put a bell, a notification, so that way I know what I am doing at that particular time and that week. So I hope this next section of the video you'll understand a little bit more about how I do my strategies. One of the other things that I currently do is put it in my calendar for the events that I'm going to do. And what I found that keeps me ahead of the game is, like right here, that I've put this event in my calendar to remind me that Five Finger Death Punch is going to be here on November 29th. So therefore, when I put these in my event calendar on my Google Calendar or just notes in my phone and stuff to remind me that that's the days that I need to be in Knoxville to drive. These are ways that you can increase your earnings as well as other things as far as what you want to do. Like, I'll give you another example of some of the things that I've done in the past when it comes to calendars and stuff like that. I've actually gone on to, like, up here, as you can see, that where it shows the time that I work and stuff. This is just scheduling type of deals. Like, you see work in Asheville from 12 p.m. to 6 or 12 p.m. to 10 p.m. That's about 9-10 hours on the 6th that I did. that was a pretty good productive day. So, these are just some ways that I go accordingly to schedule my shifts so that I can make the max amount of money that I can. So, hope this helps you in your rideshare business, and hope y'all stay tuned. Some more tips that I will come in the future. This is just some of the things that I think will help you. I hope that was a little bit educational to you as far as the rideshare industry is concerned. These are tips that I used throughout the last 4 or 5 years that have driven for Uber and Lyft. One of the other topics that I want to talk about is dash cams. Dash cam is very important to us as drivers and passengers because, one, it tells the story that actually happened, not just something somebody says, hearsay. So one of the dash cams I have is got a front and back recorder, and it records both front and back. It has an SD card, as you can see there. And what I do is keep my files on the drives that I do between 60 and 90 days. So that way, if there was any allegations against me or false reporting, I have that on record. And after the 90 days, I usually delete it unless, I've been thinking about more keeping it on a hard drive, external hard drive, not releasing any personal information or stuff like that with people that are driving my car, because that goes against Uber and Lyft policy, and I don't release any of that information. But what I do is keep that for my own records, so that way if something was to happen, then I have that to protect myself. That is very important for people to have, because anybody can say anything. Somebody could say that you smacked them in the mouth, or you swerved in and out of lanes, you almost hit a car, your GPS went the wrong way. And when you can have these on there as well, it deters people acting foolish. I've noticed that in the past. If you have these dash cams, 90% of the time, you don't have any problems. You have maybe a few every now and then, but not as often as you see on the news or YouTube and stuff like that I've learned in my market. Now, it may be different in somebody else's market as far as that's concerned, but that's something I think is very important. You need to think about real long and hard before you really fully dive into the rideshare industry, because if you don't have a dash cam, who's to say what? If something is, an allegation is put against you. So that's another area I think that we could improve on and stuff like that. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope some of my tips and tricks help you make the most amount of money. And as always, be safe out there.